Let's talk about that word toning, okay? This is the word toning. In fact, in one of my ebooks that I wrote, it's called Proven Fat Loss Strategies. In that ebook, I actually talk about the toning up dilemma. That's the name of the chapter, right? The toning up dilemma, okay? And the reason why I called it that is because a lot of people, when they say the word toning, they don't really know what it means, okay? So toning requires two things. It requires you to lose body fat, and it requires you to increase muscle, okay? Now, the example that I use in the book is I say, we've all seen those ladies that, maybe in guys too, right? Sometimes they'll call themselves skinny fat. They're doing a ton of cardio and their body fat is really low, but they don't have any muscle. So they're not considered toned. Those are the ones that, are calling me up and say, hey, I want to learn how to tone, okay? So they have low amounts of body fat, but they still feel a little bit soft. They still feel a little bit jiggly. They're not firm, okay? Some people will call them skinny fat, like I said, okay? And then we've all seen those guys who are big and muscular, and some people will call them fat big, right? They're big, but they're kind of fat, right? They have big muscles, but they don't have low amounts of body fat. And so we wouldn't call those people tone either. Okay. So in order to be toned, you need both of those things to exist. You need to have lower amounts of body fat and higher amounts of muscle mass. Okay. And if you do that, you will be toned. Okay. Now the next question is how much muscle do you really need to gain? And how much fat do you really need to lose? That's really the bigger question here, okay? So that's the word toning. So just understand that. Toning requires two things to happen. It requires your muscle to go up, and it requires your body fat to go down. The big question is how much do you want this one to go down, your fat, and how much muscle do you want this to go up? And then we can formulate that for your particular preference on what's right for you, okay? But toning requires both of those things, okay? So in other words, what you're really trying to do when you say I want to tone or I want to stay about the same weight and I want to lose body fat, what you're really trying to do is you're trying to do what the fitness world calls as recomp or recomposition, okay? Your body's composition is essentially what your body fat is, okay? We've talked about this before a million times, okay? But if we were to get your body fat percentage, okay, we can separate of how many pounds you have of total fat mass and how many pounds of your body weight is what's called lean body mass, which includes muscle and hair and bones and things like that, okay? So your weight, your total weight is composed of how much fat you have and how much lean body mass you have, okay? That ratio is your body fat percentage, okay, or your body composition, okay? So when we say recomp, what we're trying to do is we're trying to change our body's composition. We're trying to change the ratio of fat and muscle that we have on our body, okay? And so that's ultimately what we're trying to do. We want to have less fat and we want to have more muscle. So anytime you hear the word, I want to recomp, or this program is about recomping, that's all it's doing, is we are changing your ratio of fat and muscle. We are most likely lowering your fat and increasing your muscle. Okay. In other words, we're toning, right? So even guys go toning. Okay. So that's all we're trying to do. That's what the word recomp means. So if you're trying to tone, it's recomp. If you are trying to stay at the same weight, but you're just trying to drop a lot of body fat, okay, well, how do you think you do that? It's recomp. Okay. That's all the same thing. So recomp is for both men and for women.